Hey guys, Bart from TST Industries here. In this video we're going to show you the installation of the TST Industries flush mount signals on a 2015 and up Yamaha R3. These signals are available in a choice of clear or smoked lens, and the installation is pretty fast. To aid with the installation, today we're going to be using the TST Industries harness converters that terminate in an OEM plug on one side and bullet connectors that interface with the pre-fitted connectors on the signals on the other side. Let's begin the installation. To begin, we're going to go down bottom, front of the cowl here. We'll have to remove this screw. Then we will turn the wheel slightly to get access to this screw here. Now we will remove this rivet type fastener. Takes a quarter turn to reset it out, and then you just pull it out. This frees this panel here to come out from the outer fairing and gets us access behind this panel to where the signal mounts and to its wiring. I'm going to grab the wire at the signal end here and run up to where the plug is, and then I will swap this plug over to the outside of this panel. And now it will work from this side. We will be unplugging this signal plug. To do that, you will need to pry up on this little tab here to unlock it, and then withdraw the male portion. Now we come back to the signal and remove the spacer that holds the signal, and then manipulate the signal out. So I'll show you guys how this works. The signal lamp goes through the fairing, through a ridge, and then these parts stick out, and this little spacer here, this locking spacer, locks it in place and prevents it from coming out. So to release it, you need to spread these two tabs. That will come off. And then this is flexible, so you can just manipulate it out of the fairing. We will begin the assembly of the signals onto the bike with plugging in the harness converter. I'll find the plug on the harness itself and plug our harness converter right into it. At this point, I will pass this whole wire around this panel to in between these panels. I will install the TST Industries signal through the hole in the fairing, pulling out the wire from the inside. I will install the nut onto the wire flange first. Now I will thread that up on the threaded stud protruding from the back of the signal that I'm installing. So what I want to do on the outside here is just center the signal in the well left behind by the OEM signal and lock it down in place with the nut. Keep in mind the nut and the stud are made of plastic and they will break if you over tighten them. So what you want to do is just give them roughly about half a turn after you bottom out, and then we could proceed to the wiring. I believe on this bike the proper color combination is black from the signal to red on the signal converter, and yellow from the signal to yellow on the converter. I will test that now by powering up the bike and hitting the right signal. All right, looks like we have signal function. As you can tell, it's flashing extremely fast. This is caused by still having the OEM relay in the bike we will do a Gen 2 relay installation video for you guys. The link to that video will be provided at the end of this video. So I will proceed to finishing up the reassembly here. What I like to do is we need to insulate this, because these little insulating shields, they're free to move. So what I like to do is make sure that they don't slip off and ground out against a frame component, or perhaps against the other wire. I'm going to take some electrical tape and I'm going to throw a couple revolutions onto this assembly here, making sure that all the metal connectors are covered fully. This will lock all this in place and also insulate it from water that may be able to get in. Now we have a nice, neatly insulated package here. I'm going to tuck these wires back as far as they'll go in the fairing and make sure that they don't make contact with the radiator components here. Now I'll proceed to reassembly of this panel onto the outer panel. First thing I like to do is get it assembled with the lower inner panel. It has two interlocking tabs here and here. So I'll get them engaged first. And now this entire assembly will pop back in with all its locking tabs along this surface. It'll pop back into captive geometry within these panels, and now we can replace the fasteners. I will start with this rivet type fastener, making sure that it's reset. Push it into position, push the center in. Now it's locked in. I'll move on to the bottom screw. And now I will replace the top screw. And now I will just repeat this procedure on the other side of the bike. All right, so this installation is complete. I'm going to test it one more time. We have left signal and we have right signal. All right, so this is a pretty simple installation. It takes just a couple of minutes, and I hope you enjoyed the video and you're going to consider watching our relay video. All right, this bike's ready to go.